This is at the airport in Bismarck. In order for this to happen, they had to get a fence company to cut the fence down in order to enter the airport grounds because of the size of the vehicle. The truck was 80 tons, the freight was 60 tons, the cylinder was 60 tons. Now this is the landing of that night. As we watched this thing, it looked like it was just hanging in the air. I mean, it didn't look that large until it hit the ground. Once it landed, it did not take much of the runway to get in. I mean, it's as large as it is. We heard a lot of oohs and ahs, and you just couldn't believe this enormous size of this aircraft. The thing that I was most impressed with this part of it is the people, because it was delayed, pretty much waited 4 hours to see this airplane land. The nose gear in the front collapses, and there's actually 4 tires in the front, and it collapses down to make the aircraft drop. And then they put the ramp in, and then they have to put an extension to that because of the 8-inch clearance on the trailer. Right now, if you were to try to drive that up that little ramp there, it wouldn't clear. This is a crane. It's an overhead crane that can handle over 30 ton. And there's actually 2 cranes in the overhead, and they'll go ahead and lift those up. Those are the hydraulics there.
That's what I was thinking, if they're on the ground even.
Now they're unloading the ramps that they're going to extend this ramp onto so we can accommodate this truck and trailer. This is the truck entering the aircraft now. The ramp has already been built and put in. Now we're going to put it in nose first.
Then some.
This is going to show you how important it was to have exact dimensions, weights, and everything else. We had about 36 inches to spare to make sure this aircraft fit. And what they do on this, on the trailer, all those swivels are locked in, so that trailer cannot turn anymore. It's going to go straight in. So once it's locked in, it stays that way, and it's going to go straight.
Man, you got to be lined up pretty straight. Yeah. Had that much rig in there.
There was a lot of doubt that this truck would fit in there.
We're good.
The real neat thing about it is the Russian, at the very end of this clip, once it enters completely, will clap to everybody. Yeah! and the crowd responds to it, which I thought was very good.
Where's the vodka? They've been drinking it. You can put that all I want.
The next morning we had time to let the people that Basin wanted to allow to go in and see the aircraft from the cockpit to everything. And these were the CEOs. A lot of, that's a state patrol there, checking everything. I think there was a little doubt on those tires, but they're plenty thick enough. I was very comfortable with that. I'm on the airplane, I wanted to make sure everything was safe. And that's the president of Basin Electric and his wife. And they were all given a complete tour of the aircraft, inside and out, before we took off. He taxied out, and it took him a while to get enough RPMs, enough thrust to get this thing pushed and on its way. And this is late afternoon now. And we will arrive there, like I said, about 4.5 hours into Richmond. We unload the aircraft, take the truck off, and wait till morning in order to move the load. It gives you a little bit of idea what a little aircraft looked like up to it. It's actually a lot smaller than it appears there. And now we're getting ready for takeoff. And as he winds those engines up, you can see probably a lot of dust starting to fly behind those engines. My only concern on this one was we had to take on extra fuel. Our runways were about 1,000 feet short. Oh. And the thing is these pilots are not going to take an airplane unless it's safe, because they're on it as well. It's just amazing, the mass size of this thing and being able to get off the ground with everything that's gone into it. We're right at the very end of the runway, and there we go. The day was very clear, nice. Woo! It was in the millions of dollars that was saved.